Okay, what I'm about to show here is a knee-up attack that I've had a lot of people ask me about. I do it in a different way. It's a knee-up to baseball bat choke. Baseball bat choke is an extremely common choke in Jiu-Jitsu. It's one of my best and go-to moves that I use for a very high rate of submission work. So I think I do it a different way than what I've seen taught in the past. So I'd like to kind of show that and show you the difference between that and kind of the traditional way of doing it, I guess, more or less. So we're going to use Ty here, show you how this is going to work from a side control position. From side control position, I normally like to start with my hip glued to the hip, elbow in tight, so I'm in control here when I want to go to knee up. Now, going to knee up is a lot of people do it differently. When they switch their base to a regular side control base, this is where it's going to change. What I like to do is I normally get a nice cross face. Sometimes I set it up with getting the collar already, sometimes I don't, it just depends. So let's go ahead and get the collar for a nice cross face. And we're going to go to a knee up position first. And so what's going to happen is a lot of people like to go here, grab the belt, and then push up and go to knee up. Then they'll start attacking, which to me telegraphs a lot of the baseball bat choke. They know if the collar is being controlled and the guy goes to knee up, that the hand is going to have to release the hip and they can block, and they'll start giving you a lot of hard time to try to feed this collar in, and they get their hand in there, and it's going to be really tough to obtain the choke off of this arm because they're blocking so well. So this is how I do it in a nutshell. First things first, I'll go to side control, I put my hand over, and I start to bug his neck, dropping the forearm in his neck. As he does that, he pushes and opens my arm, which creates a space between his chest and hand and his face, where this arm is going to go in. Now the way I go in is I never come up and over or out like this. My hand comes back to the hip, glued to his body, and I slide it up, never breaking contact with his center line and his chest with my body. So my arm never comes away from his body. So it sneaks in. So I'm here, I'm bugging his neck, he opens and pushes. I have to come up for a second, and as I come up, my arm comes across, and I come in and I feed inside. And at that point in time, I glue the back of my forearm to his neck and his center line of his chest, right down the middle of the sternum, sort of like almost like a bicep curl. And I kind of curl it towards me and apply pressure with my elbow, just a slight pressure. So we're here, opens, I slide my hand down, I obtain the grip. Still haven't gone to knee up yet. I'm in a control position. He cannot roll out, very difficult. If he tries to roll out, try to roll out. Yes, very difficult. I've got this control here. Coming into me is a very difficult task as well. I've got a very good hold here on controlling it. So the next one is my hand will come into place. Left thumb in, down to the ground, and I try to get my hands to touch in the back of the collar, as close as I can. Fist and a fist. This is what I'm going to use my pivot point to use to go to knee up. Notice that my elbow is flat against his chest and glued. I don't want to come up like this to where he can put his hand back inside. I want to keep it nice and glued. So when I shift forward my weight, I'm going to come up to knee up. I'm going to turn to my left instead of just going straight to the side, putting my back to his knees so he can't obtain some sort of guard from there. So as I shift the weight forward, I'm going to come up and my knee comes up. You see my arms didn't move, I just used that as the pivot point. I don't like to put my knee side across like this horizontal. I put it at a diagonal right below his rib cage. I can feel it with my knee. Okay, this means a lot because you're going to wear your opponent down to obtain this choke, because a lot of people know this choke. They know it's coming. They know that when they get this hold right here that it's coming, so they're going to do a lot to protect themselves. So from here, what I want to do is apply pressure to get this arm away from his face, because my arms are tied up. So when I shift forward, I'm going to put my weight, and I'm going to do it lightly on Ty. I put all my weight down on my knee, my right knee. I'm dropping all my weight, and I'm going to pull him towards me where my connection is my knee and my elbow together. They're glued, And that pressure point right there is where I'm driving my weight. Right below the sternum and the diaphragm. It causes immense amounts of pressure. You can get people to tap from this. Good guy, no, but a lot of guys you can. But what they do is a natural instinct is this hand is going to go to the knee and this hand is going to go to the knee because they want that pressure off. That's when this side is open for my choke. So if I'm here and I'm applying the pressure and he's pushing in, I'm going to turn my knee towards his chin and drive it towards his opposite shoulder, right over his armpit, and complete the choke. So I'm like this, he puts the pressure, I drive my knee through. Now my weight goes to my hands for my pivot point, and look, my knee drives through like I'm sliding into base, and my hip is sitting on his shoulder now. All my weight is on his shoulder. So I turn. Now the next part is when my leg comes around, my left leg has to come all the way around from here to the side of his head so he can't block out and swirl out by moving his head around. So I have to block his head. So as I come out, my knee comes all the way around, blocks the head, and I apply the choke, lowering my head to his chest and applying the choke. Kind of long-winded approach there, but kind of get the idea of all the little technical aspects that are in this. So again, more in a regular speed position. I'm here, I bug the neck, he opens the hole, look. Drag across, down, glue. Pull him towards me, establish my other hole. He knows it's coming now. Knee comes up, pressure, lots of pressure. He puts his hands there, shift the weight forward, drive my knee through like I'm sliding into home base. Knee comes around, apply the choke. Variation on the baseball bat choke. Like I said, I don't see very often. It's an aggressive approach.